Hi again, 3GD. This is your maths lesson, week 5, lesson 2. Let's start off with some top mark subtraction again. So number down to 10 and get ready for your speed challenge today. So again, you need level 2 and we're doing subtraction, but today we're doing missing numbers, 10s up to 100. So it's a bit trickier. You might want to give yourself extra time for each question. Okay, remember, the biggest number is always at the beginning of a subtraction sum. So what could you do with the smaller numbers to make the big number? Don't forget to check your answers out and mark your work. And you can have another go. Can you reduce the time you've got to answer the questions? Little activity here to think about this multiplication sum. If I tell you this, what other facts do we know? Well, of course, we could just swap the order of the numbers around because multiplication is commutative. You can also change where those zeros are. Look. And again, we can change the order of this one. Like so. Can you write this down on some square paper for me, please? And then think, what other 3 multiplication facts do you know using that one? Try this one. Write this one down, and because you know that, what other 3 multiplication facts could you quickly write down? Moving on a bit now, how could you work this out? You need to know how many 3s there are in 60. I would do how many 3s are there in 6. Hopefully you know that's 2, so there must be 23s in 60. Think about this one now then. How many 3s make 90? Think, think, think. 3 3s make 9. So 30 times 3 must be 90. Let's change it slightly. Let's think about the 4 times table with these 2 numbers. How many 4s are there in 8? Hopefully you think there's 2. So how many 4s are in 80? So this is what you've just worked out. Remember, not just that multiplication is commutative, but look, it's the inverse of division. If you know 20 times 4 is 80, you know 80 divided by 4 is 20. Think about these 2 numbers now. And 2s. How many 2s are there in 6? So how many 2s are there in 60? And what's a division sum you would also know? There are 3 2s in 6, so there are 30 2s in 60. That was a missing number. And your division sum, the inverse, ta-da! Getting to really understand the connection between division and multiplication will really help you with your maths. All these cheeky, sneaky ways of multiplying are also going to really help and make maths much, much easier for you. Remembering that multiplication is commutative. You can do it whatever way round you feel more comfortable with. These are times tables that you know. Take a look at these 2 multiplication sums now. And before we actually work out the answers, could you sort of estimate which one do you think would have the bigger answer? 4 times 28 or 5 times 17? Do you remember how we estimated the answers in yesterday's lesson? By rounding up. So I'm not going to do 4 times 28. 28 I'd round to 30, wouldn't I? Look, I know 4 3s are 12. So 4 times 30 is 120. That answer is going to be about 120. What would we round 17 to? For for a quick rough estimate. We could do 5 times 20, couldn't we? And we know 5 2s are 10, so 5 20s are 100. So with our rough guessing or estimating, 4 times 28 looks like it's going to have the bigger answer, but let's just check. So we're using the grid method again. 4 2s are 8, so 4 20s are, and 4 8s are, add it together, 80 and 30 is 110, plus 2, 112. And that's pretty close to the estimate as well, isn't it? It's lower because we rounded up from 28 to 30. We have more 4s in our estimate. How about this one? So we're partitioning 17 into 10 and 7. 5 10s are 50. 5 7s or 7 5s, 35. Add it together. 50 and 30 is 80. Add the 5, 85. So we were right. 4 28s gives you a bigger answer than 5 17s. Again though, our estimate was higher because we rounded 17 up to 20. Now you need this from your pack, and it's in the emergency Google folder. Before you work out each answer, I want you to write down a rough estimate of what the answer will be. So here, don't do 5 times 21 to start with. Why don't you do 5 times 20? Then you get a good idea of round about what the answer should be. This comes in handy sometimes. Then work out the true answer. Do the same with the other ones and just think, are you going to round up or round down to do your estimate? So in each box underneath your sum, you need to write something like this. Show me what estimate you did, and then you need the answer as well. Try this next from the pack. Don't forget to do your estimating first by using the rounding method, and use a grid method to work out the real answer. You need your textbook next and page 29, and write your answers on the squared paper. Don't forget the think questions. For extension, try writing these down on your squared paper and working out the answer. Do you know your 19 times table? Maybe you'd like to estimate first. Roughly what will the answer be? So you could do 20 times 3. Doing this estimating is a good idea so that when you do the real sum, you know whether you're right or not, or are you way off. Try this next on your square paper. Your previous answers might help you. Think about it. And also you could do some estimating. Now multiply 39 by 3, 4, 5 and 8. Let's just finish off today with these. You've got the working out here and the answer. But what are the missing numbers? Here and here. What have we multiplied 42 by to give 126? Work out the answer. How do you know? How did you do it? My cheeky, sneaky way of doing this would be to think, how many 4s are in 12? Or how many 2s are in 6? Did you get that? Now try this one. Think, how could we do? How can we work out this missing number? How many 5s are in 20? Or how many 3s are in 12? Did you get that?
Keep up the good work, boys. See you tomorrow. Bye.